Joining us right now, he is the Chief Amazement Officer, Shepard Presentations. Great keynote speaker, deals with customer service, customer experience expert, Shep Hyken, author of the book, Be Amazing or Go Home. Shep, we were just talking before you came on the show, my friend, how parents and little rats in a restaurant, how that dynamic has changed. And I know I speak for everybody in this studio. None of us, when we were in a restaurant with our parents, did anything but sat there, ate our food. You know, we laughed, we talked. We didn't stand up in a chair or a booth or stab our mom in the arm with a fork. And now it's just like, oh, you know, Mary Bird is just expressing herself. Let's not discipline her. How things have changed. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. It's great to see you guys. Mary, thanks for holding up that book. You did very well. You
Thank
did like
you.
that.
Did you like that?
A reference.
My
Here's a
Vanna White?
generational reference.
Yeah.
Because what you just said is totally generational. My parents the same way. Sit there, shut up, enjoy your food, act like you're having a good time.
Yeah, or we're going to the car and you're going to sit there and wait while the rest of the family enjoys their food.
Yeah, and you'll eat it and you'll like it.
Oh, yeah.
But, and here's it. You are holding that like Carol Merrill.
Ooh.
And
Let's make a deal.
Again, generational.
Yep.
Who the heck is Carol Merrill?
I was going to say Vanna White. But
Monty Hall.
Right, Monty Hall, let's make a deal.
Yep.
Carol
Right.
Merrill,
Yep.
You know, hey, Charlie, tell him about the prize. Oh, okay, Monty.
But, you know,
Vanna White is this generation's and maybe even last generation.
yeah, I think
Right.
last generation, my generation.
Yeah, but she's still on. You could go to Wheel of Fortune.
She's
if you
still
watch
on?
that show, she is still turning the numbers, looking as good as ever.
So wait, to talk about this situation though, let's say we're at a restaurant, clients are
and Vanna
clients.
White is acting up and she's throwing her food
kids are
and
acting
stuff.
up.
Vanna White has her grandkids there.
When does the venue or the purveyor of the restaurant and or the wait staff, do they have the ability to say enough is enough, you guys got to leave, or somehow, you know, there was a big thing here in Carlsbad actually, or Encinitas, because a restaurant, they sat a family towards the back because they had smaller kids making a lot. I think it was a child with autism or something that was making a lot of noise. And then this story blew up in San Diego, like the owners weren't being nice and some people were standing up for the owners. But talk about that a little bit.
Wow. Well, you know, as you were talking about that, before you even mentioned the autistic child, I went back to thinking about a mother and a child sitting directly across from me on an airplane. And that kid was throwing things and just so difficult. And you can see how hard it was for the mom to control the kid. And it was obvious the kid had some type of issue, and she didn't really, I'd say, confide, but she shared with the flight attendant and others right around, my son has autism, and I'm doing the best I can. And we all empathized and sympathized with her, except the people who didn't hear. They didn't understand. And it was really a shame, because as soon as you know why, you become so much more forgiving and typically more reasonable, typically can find a way to make an accommodation.
Yep.
If the plane wasn't totally full, I bet the flight attendant would have said, hey, let me move you to a seat where you might have a little bit more room, might have a little area where you're not going to disrupt so many of the other passengers. And done the right way, the passenger will say, thank you. I so much appreciate that. Same thing in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Shep, you know, it seems to me that I don't want to call it the revenge of the restaurant worker or fast food worker is here this day and age, but I'm starting to see, and granted, X and Instagram and Facebook and stuff, that's not news. It is news, but it's not where you should go for, your news. And
Is there anywhere other than this show to go?
No,
Exactly.
No, to be honest with you, I just wait for God to tell me what the news is. I'm like, I'm good to go for the day. But it seems like that, the fast food worker, the restaurant worker, anybody in customer service, it seems that the tables are starting to kind of even out a little, where most people look at a certain video and say, you know what, that customer was a jerk. And you had every right in your mind to either say, get out of here, or I'm refusing service, etc.
Yeah. So is that a question or a statement?
No, it seems to me, no. Do you get that impression that it's happening? Or has it always been going on?
Well, I think what's happening is people, and it's really, I don't know, maybe it's social media has caused a customer to be able to speak out and share their thoughts, both good, bad, indifferent, or maybe in defense of the establishment. And for a customer to say, wow, that other customer is being a jerk, or for the employee to say, you're being a jerk. You know, the other day, I felt a little bit bad because of maybe I could have handled it better, but as I thought back, I don't think I could have. I ordered on an app my food to be picked up. It said when it would be picked up. Very early in the morning, by the way, 5:50 a.m. The place opens at 5 a.m. And I got there at 5:55 and the doors were locked. There were people inside. Finally, at 6 a.m., the doors were open. I said, what happened? I ordered this like 15 minutes ago. It said it would be ready at 5:55 a.m. And they said, we don't open till 6. But by the way, it did say my order was ready also on the app. And I go, well, take a look here. And she said, sir, what do you want me to do? I said, well, I'd love for you to get my coffee and my sandwich.
Yeah.
And then she says, well, I have to open the other door. And she so slowly walked over and opened that door. And I said, no sense of urgency. And she turned around. She said, sir, you're not respecting my responsibility.
Oh, my
And I
God.
went, okay, this is going the wrong direction real fast.
Yeah.
I said, okay, just when you're done, please make the coffee. And she just wouldn't move. And she said, I don't know if I want to make the coffee. I go, do you really want to go down this alley?
Oh, my gosh.
So I said, what's the name of your manager? And the manager was not there, and I knew who it was. And might I share with him your name? And she actually gave me her name. Now, I think there was another employee that was there. It was probably saying, you know what, I'm going to be a witness and protect my friend.
Yeah.
I don't think I handled it totally wrong. I expressed my displeasure as opposed to saying, you're right, I am wrong, even though I'm right. You know, what do you do? You know, I wasn't a total jerk and started screaming and yelling.
Yep.
But anyway, I felt a little bit bad, but not too bad.
But it's interesting that she went on the defensive instead of, it's not necessarily her place to go on the defensive. You're just trying to say,
Especially
hey,
when she's at fault.
she could say, oh, that's a bummer that happened to you. Let me try to make it right for you. How can I make it right? You know, instead of going on the defense, right?
You're 100% right. And I'm going to go a step further, is that it is the job of every employee of any business. They, especially in the restaurant business, I'll tell you, they have 3 jobs to do. The job they're hired to do, which in this case was serve food and make coffee or soft drinks or whatever they do. Number 2, take care of their guest, not necessarily in order of 1 or 2. And finally, number 3, keep the place clean. So let's leave number 3 off the table. And let's just say, and I'm going to say it's probably not her.
Yeah.
She was put in a bad place. The system was broken. She's probably a lovely person. And had they'd been open at 5, had the app been correct, or had the app told me they were not open until 6, I would have waited until 6 to order the food. But the point is, the system broke. She was the brunt of it. She had a chance, by the way, to save the system and then go back to her manager and say, hey, we got a problem.
Yeah.
But instead, she chose to become defensive, and it became an impasse, and there was nothing I could do. I just smiled, and I said, I'm really sorry that this happened, that the app was wrong. I'll know better next time.
You're a better man than I am.
Yep.
Be amazing or go home. Shep Hyken is the author, Chief Amazement Officer, Shepard Presentations. Always enjoy his input on customer service. Shep, we will see you again soon. Keep it here.
I can't wait.